Okay, Season 3 is officially launching now, and I'm going to help you step by step to gearing up your character in the most efficient way possible to save you as much time as I can. There's also a massive mistake most players are going to be making when it comes to gearing this season, so stick around until later in the video because this is something you don't want to miss. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you why everyone is gearing up to 700 plus item level this week, easily after all of this. Starting off first, ranging with the easiest ways to get large item level spikes, of course, number one, we have the 701 item level Titan Disc Belt. To start this short quest chain, go to the Titan console near the Explorers League in Dornogal. You pick up the quest to complete a delve, and you'll be rewarded with your powerful belt. Constantly, you'll have to come back here to reacquire quest, where it will have you complete more delves to increase its item level all the way up to 701. Not only that, if you right-click your belt, you can change its passive effect to cater to whatever's best for your spec, like increasing haste, crit, mastery, or whatever. Before we jump into the next segment though, quick shout out to something that's actually changed the way I play, which is exit lag. Now, most players obsess over parses, logs, and even best in slot gear like you guys, but none of that even matters if your connection sucks. I didn't realize how bad my routing was until I tested exit lag. Turns out, my game traffic was going through some more complications than Retail WoW's gearing system. But listen, exit lag fixed it. They've got AI-powered route optimization, multi-path tech, and even a built-in diagnostic center to automatically give you the fastest, smoothest connection possible. No sketchy VPN stuff, just real infrastructure with over 1,200 servers across 190 countries built for gaming. And get this, it works for over 2,000 games, and you'll feel the difference instantly. You can set it and forget it, which is nice, or you can even get really hands-on with a bunch of custom controls if you're that type of player as well. Listen, right now, it's also Gamer Month. They're offering an exclusive 72% off for a limited time. So if you've been lagging or rubber banding in Season 3 of The War Within, try Exit Lag today. Hit the link in the description below, support the channel, and feel the difference. Next up, a very easy way to get high item level loot this week is through the Wrath of the Lich King Timewalking event. If you're looking to get gear fast through this event, do not just run 5 dungeons, as it's a complete waste of time. Instead, what you want to do is grab the Frozen Path Through Time quest in Dornogal, and then head on over to Northern Dalaran. Go to the Time Walking area and accept the quest Disturbance Detected in Ulduar. Now from there, you will have 2 quests, one of them giving you a guaranteed champion piece of loot for killing 5 bosses in the raid, and another quest giving you a guaranteed hero track piece of loot for killing Yogg-Saron. To find a group for this and get started, all you have to do is go to the Looking for Group tab, go to the pre-made groups section, go to the Legacy Raids area, and there should be groups forming that you could just jump into. From there, you sign up and head into the raid. Not only that, the bosses inside of the raid should drop some champion track loot if it's anything like Season 1 or Season 2, so we'll have to see. This is a very easy way to get flooded with champion and a hero track piece of loot very early on in the season, so I highly recommend doing this as soon as possible. Additionally, don't forget a very easy way to get a champion piece of gear is by killing Reshinor the Untethered, the world boss in Koresh. He will drop a warbound piece of loot that you can transfer across your account once per week, and it's also important to note that this boss did just get nerfed, so it should be much easier to kill him. Additionally, make sure to hop in the Looking for Raid tab for the brand new Manaforge Omega raid launching this week. This will now give us access to the very first wing, which will give you the opportunity to earn veteran track gear, which can shoot up to 691 item level. The biggest reason we're going in here though is for our opportunity at earning a tier set piece, as this will be a very large power spike if you're able to acquire your 2 set bonus from the Catalyst Transformer. Also, a quick tip if you're planning on using your Catalyst, try your best to make sure it's on a hero track piece of gear so you can at least use it throughout the entirety of the season when it's fully upgraded. Do not waste your Catalyst on a champion track loot, as this is something you can replace in just a couple of weeks. On top of that, if you're still really desperate for some item level, you can actually turn on War Mode for PvP and complete world quests that give you 100 bloody tokens each. You also have the weekly world quest that will give you 500, and the weekly PvP Sparks quest that gives you 1,000. From there, you can easily stack up to nearly 2,000 bloody tokens in roughly half an hour. You can spend these bloody tokens at the PvP vendor, which can reward you with veteran gear that could shoot up to 691 item level. Not only that, it's good for having PvP gear if you're interested in performing in PvP combat, so be sure to check this out. Additionally, be sure to complete your weekly Dornogal Chores, which include your Delves quest, your Call of the World Soul, and all your other weekly chores in Dornogal. Remember, these are crucial to gearing up as these give you veteran gear in the first couple of boxes, but most importantly, they give you your bountiful keys, which are the easiest and most efficient way to get champion gear in the game. At this point, if you've done all of the previous ways to acquire loot that we stated in this video, you should be floating around 680 to 685 item level. Not only that, if you did all your weekly assignments last week, you should be around 5 to 6 bountiful keys locked and loaded, ready to go in your currency tab. From here, it's critical that we're going to dive into Delves and complete Tier 8 bountiful Delves. Tier 8 Bountiful Delves will give you some Runed Crest and a guaranteed champion track piece of gear at the end of every single Tier 8 Bountiful Delve. Of course, these require a Bountiful Key to open these chests, so you can only do them a few times every week. It's also very important to note that every week you will also get the opportunity to run 3 Tier 11 Delves that will reward you with 7 Gilded Crest at the end of each run. This will give you the opportunity to earn up to 21 Gilded Crest, which is critical because this is directly how you can earn some of the best loot in the game through your Spark crafted gear. Additionally, when it comes to Delves this season, you want to do your best to hit the second track on the Delver's Journey, as this will then give you access to the Delver's Bounty reward, which gives you a free piece of hero track loot every week, which can shoot up to 710 item level. Not only that, if you use this on a Tier 11 Delve, you can get an additional 10 Gilded Crest. Simply all you have to do is activate the Delver's Bounty in your inventory, complete the Tier 11 Delve, and you'll get your extra piece of loot. Additionally, do not forget, once you unlock the Tier 2 on the Delver's Journey, you will be able to purchase the Shrieking Quartz from the Delver's vendor in Dornogal. If you use this at the checkpoint marker in a Delve, it will summon Kaiveza to your Delve, to where when you kill her, she will guarantee you a Delver's Bounty drop every time. Do note that this is a once a week thing, so don't just try to buy a ton of these every single week. Moving on, we're at the point in the video where most content moving forward is going to require you to be in a party consistently. If you're still desperate for some champion track loot at this point, you can complete Mythic Zeros and stack a group of the same armor type to increase your chances of getting upgrades. For example, if you make a group with all leather wearers, there should be 1 or 2 pieces of leather gear dropping every dungeon. If those players do not need that said loot, they can simply transfer it amongst the party members within your group. That will increase the rate at which all of you gain item levels substantially faster, so I recommend trying to do this with some friends or even some guildies. More importantly though, this will give you a chance to start learning the mechanics inside of the dungeons for Mythic Plus later on. At this point, to cap off your champion track journey and push you to around 695 item level, we have the brand new Manaforge Omega raid. Running this on normal really isn't too difficult and can award you with some good rewards as well. Each boss in here will reward you with 10 to 15 crest, as well as the final 2 bosses rewarding you with 15 Runed Crest each. On top of that, each piece of loot dropped in here will be champion track as well. Big ticket items in here are going to be trinkets, as well as your tier set bonus opportunities, as these will drastically boost up your power levels substantially. If you're looking for a pug group, just go into Looking for Group tab, click the War Within raid section, as there should be a ton of groups pumping this out every single week. Heading on now into the final bit of content to get some good rewards, of course, is going to be Mythic Plus. Remember, if you jump right into Mythic Plus and you're just trying to gear through there, you're going to have a tough time. At the end of each dungeon, there's a 40% chance that you even get loot, and then there's even a smaller percent chance that the item is even useful to you, because it's rolled randomly through all the items in the dungeon available. So if you're looking to just strictly gear through Mythic Plus, I highly recommend not doing that and doing all of the previous steps we recommended in this video first. At this point, you should be ready to push into Mythic Plus, and I highly recommend for at least this week, doing your best to consistently farm out Mythic +6s. At the end of the dungeon, it will reward the group with guaranteed hero track loot, as well as rewarding you with 18 Runed Crest, which is critical in progressing your character into the mid to end game gearing cycle. If you're skilled enough, of course you can go farm +7s to start earning Gilded Crest, and I do have to at least mention and teach you guys that if you complete Mythic +10, you will guarantee yourself a Mythic track item in your Great Vault. Remember, you do not need to time the Mythic +10 to earn this reward, you simply just need to complete it to get that guaranteed Myth track item in your vault, which is some of the best loot in the game. And lastly, for probably the most difficult content available early on, is hands down going to be the Tazavesh Megadungeon. We've spoke about this in previous videos, but if you aren't aware, Tazavesh Mythic 0 converts it into a Mega Dungeon where both of them are combined into one. You're allowed to go in there with a 5-man team, and it totals out to 7 bosses. Each of the bosses in here drop hero track loot, and there is no timer attached to this instance, so you can technically take as long as you want. On top of that, if you're able to complete the dungeon, you will earn 30 Gilded Crest as well. Blizzard also recently announced that if you complete the entire dungeon with your party having 0 deaths, everybody in the instance will be rewarded with a guaranteed Myth track item at the end, which is some of the best loot in the game. So in terms of efficiency, if you're a very skilled player and playing with good players in your party, Tazavesh can be an incredible source of gearing very quickly. Do note that this is tuned to a +10 Mythic difficulty, which gives the mobs 120% more health and causes them to deal 120% more damage, which makes this very difficult. Now, at this point, if you did everything else we spoke about in the video, you should easily be floating around 695 to 700 item level. You should have multiple guaranteed tracks of hero track item from the Timewalking and Delver's Bounty map, a ton of champion loot from your Bountiful Delves, Mythic Zeros, and Mythic Plus, as well as potentially a tier set bonus from LFR or the Raid. Additionally, you could have attempted the first couple bosses in Tazavesh hard mode to at least attempt trying to get an additional piece of hero track gear. You should be ready to craft a piece of spark gear. Now, what most players are going to do is wait till next week to get their second spark where they can craft their 2-handed weapons for 60 Gilded Crest. But if you're a class that uses a one-handed weapon like a rogue, demon hunter, or even a tank, you can craft yours this week. All you have to do is go to the Enchanted Crest Conversion vendor next to the Crafting Order vendor and transfer your 60 Gilded Crest into the Enchanted Gilded Crest. From there, you go to the Crafting Order vendor, find your epic one-handed weapon or two-handed weapon next week, insert the materials that cater to your class spec, and set it as a guild order or personal order from a crafter that you found. After you complete that, you should have earned your 720 Gilded Weapon, which is honestly incredible to hold you over for the entirety of Season 3. This is why it's so critical to do your 3 Tier 11 Gilded stashes every week for your delves, so you can get this as soon as possible completely solo. Additionally, if you need more Gilded Crest, you can farm out Mythic +7s for 10 Gilded Crest a run, and if you're skilled enough somehow, some way, complete the Mega Dungeon of Tazavesh to earn 30 Gilded Crest at the end as well. Don't forget also to earn a completely free Catalyst charge this season, you still have the War Within Season 3 Voidborn Victor meta achievement. By completing one of the challenges, which includes 1600 in rated PvP, 2k rating for Mythic Plus, or defeating Dimensius on Heroic or Mythic difficulty, you will get a free Catalyst charge where you can convert a piece of gear into a tier set, giving you a massive power boost for your character. Okay, now listen up, because this is the mistake that also most players are going to be making in Season 3 when it comes to gearing up, and I need you to pay attention here because this can get a little bit tricky. Your #1 priority for gearing up fast this season is understanding the upgrade reduction brackets and the crest trade-up conversion system. This right here is the secret sauce to skyrocketing your item level, letting you trade crests you do not need anymore into ones you actively do need because you've geared up properly. Now, as you progress your character, you need to do your best to hit specific crest thresholds. That means reaching a minimum item level across all of your gear to outgrow crest you no longer need. For example, once you hit 678 item level on every piece you have, you will then outgrow the weathered crest. That means on every character on your account, you will get a 33% discount on upgrades, but most importantly, on your main character, you can then trade 45 weathered crests because you don't need them anymore for 15 carved crest at a 3-to-1 ratio. Of course, this also works for every other crest in the game. You can outgrow carved crest at 691 item level, and then you can outgrow runed crest at 704 item level. To put this in a very simple way, your goal, if you do not understand, is to hit the item level brackets of 678 across all item levels, and then once you're done, move on to 691 across all item levels, and then 704 across all item levels. The biggest mistake you can make is slamming all of your crest and valor stones into one item before spreading your progression across your character. Do not do this. Instead, start by reaching these bracket points to be able to convert these crests very easily and trickle them into the highest crest possible in the game. It can actually get to the point where you can convert 135 carved crest and start turning them into 15 gilded crest to fuel your endgame progression very easily. I'm not simply saying go out and farm carved crest because it's probably going to be really hard and not that efficient, but what I am saying is that you're going to start racking up these crests naturally by doing your everyday regular content, and it means you can start cashing them in for a nice crest boost every so often. So don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, don't waste your resources on one piece of loot. Hit those item level brackets fast to unlock the trade-ups and gear up very, very quickly. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, everybody's favorite part, a quick checklist to take a screenshot and have on your second monitor for launch day. So here's how to gear up in Season 3 from easiest sources to hardest. First up, make sure to acquire your Titan Disc Belt in Dornogal and complete the quest chain to make it 701 item level. Complete both the Time Walking quest for a guaranteed champion and hero track piece of loot, as well as some additional opportunities for champion track gear from each boss in that raid. Kill the world boss Referral for a once-a-week guaranteed champion track item. Queue up for looking for raid for veteran gear as well as a chance at tier set bonus. And if you're still desperate for gear, turn on war mode and complete the Sparks weekly quest to buy some gear at the PvP vendor. Complete your weekly Dornogal Chores for your bountiful keys, and head inside delves to complete your tier 8 bountiful delves for champion gear and tier 11s for your gilded crest. Do a Mythic 0 world tour and stack the same armor type in your group. Complete the normal Manaforge Omega raid, and do your best to farm Mythic +6 this week for hero track loot and a ton of runed crest. If you're skilled enough, go inside of Tazavesh and kill as many bosses as you can for hero track gear, and be sure to follow our gearing clarifications we made earlier in the video. At the end of the week, if you need a one-handed weapon, craft your gilded weapon at 720 item level with your spark. But okay, ladies and gentlemen, we have a lot more gearing videos coming up very, very soon, specifically for players who like to play completely solo, so be on the lookout for a solo gearing guide later this week. If you're looking for a guild, listen up, because we got an important message for you. One last note we wanted to make: if you're looking for a guild or people to progress through Mythic Plus with or raid with next season, the Comeback Kids are recruiting, and any and all players are welcome to come on down, play with us. We're looking to fill out some new members for the raid. Oh my god, we fucking did it. Oh my god, let's fucking go, bro. If you're on the Horde, you can simply just go to the guild tab and search up the Comeback Kids, and we should pop up. Make sure you do have the guild size on any so you can actually see us. Either way though, if it doesn't work, you just use the Discord link in the comment section below. Hop in there and verify, get yourself in, and then we can get you invited by you posting your name and server under the guild invite tab.